Wheel arches. Now this wheel arch kit is from Terra Firma, and I've always been a massive fan of the Terra Firma stuff. I do think it's well made and well thought out, and these really are no exception, so pretty good value in fact for the whole set. Now they're really easy to fit. There's a couple of tricks that I would recommend to get these on your vehicle easily and efficiently, but basically they're just bolt-on parts, so they go straight over your existing bodywork. You don't need to cut anything on the vehicle. The material's really good. It's quite flexible, which is nice, so you haven't got cheap, you know, hard plastic that's going to crack as soon as you catch it on a branch or something. They have got quite a lot of flex to them, so they're going to do a really good job of taking those little hits. So you've got two choices. You can either use the existing fixing screws that come with the pack. They will do the job, but they're only blackened steel, so they are going to corrode after some time. But if it was me, I wouldn't use these at all. I would use a tech screw. Now a tech screw is something that's been designed for fitting aluminium or steel sheets onto the roof of factories and warehouses. It's got a drill point on the end of it. It's got a flange, and then it's got an 8mm hex head. I'll show you a picture of one now, just to give you an idea. And you can see there it's also got a steel washer with a rubberized grommet underneath it. Now, these apertures in here probably aren't big enough to hold the rubber grommet washer, so you can just remove that, but then you have got that flanged head on the hex bolt. And they'll look a lot nicer as well, because they're sort of that galvanized steel. They're silver, and it makes a feature out of them being on the vehicle, whereas if you just run these crappy old screws, they're going to go rusty and look awful. Out of the box, they actually give you this rubber trim. Now, it's a very basic rubber trim. It's an off-the-shelf part. It's super thin, and it does the job, and it does look nice if it's fitted properly. The one thing you're going to have to be conscious of is when you actually flatten this up against the vehicle itself, what can happen is this, and I'll try and show you, this can peel up. And you know, it's really hard to get rid of, because then you have to undo everything and pull it back and everything. So it's just a natural thing that when this gets tight, it opens up the rubber and it just looks awful. So what I'd suggest is obviously get the rubber strip in place, and then just deliberately peel it open all along like that, and then run some glue inside there, push it back on again, super glue if you can, just a little bit, push it back on there, and it will stay in place. It'll look a lot better, and that's definitely important when you're tackling areas like this, look, where you've got a little lift, a curve in the profile, and this will start to lift again. So if you can just glue it down with a bit of super glue, you're going to get a much nicer finish when it's on the vehicle. So that would be my top tip, along with fitting it with the tech screws. Just remember, Discovery 2s now, quite easily, some of them are 20 years old, and they are going to have some corrosion. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't deal with that corrosion properly, but if you've got some rusty wheel arches and they're just spoiling the look of your vehicle, one really easy way just to refresh that look and really transform the look of the vehicle is just by fitting these spats over the top of the arches, because if they've got rust on them, it's going to cover them up. So you've got form and function at the same time, so why not go for that? That's another reason for fitting these.